Hello, hello. So today I have some cotton paper taped down to a piece of plexi so we can move it around. And I thought we would play with some colors. I have ochre, Prussian blue, ultramarine, and burnt umber. Not 100% I'm gonna use all these, but I think I am. So what my plan is here is I'm gonna spray a little bit on my paper, just a little bit. And I'm gonna grab some ultramarine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it straight to my paper, and I'm going to use an old piece of a cut up gift card, and I'm just going to put some on my card here. Whoa, that's a lot. Let's get some of that sucked back into the tube. If you play with the pressure on the tube, you can shove some back in there. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go along the horizon here. Okay, I'm going to make up a horizon. And I'm just gonna smear it in there. I'm not gonna put my lid on yet. I'm gonna grab some burnt umber, and sometimes these stick, especially these cotton. I'm gonna grab some burnt umber, and I'm just going to put some in there as well. And then I'm going to grab some ochre. And last but not least, put that in there as well. Okay, so we have some of that, we have some of that. I do know I want a bit more blue. Okay, so I'm going to go back with my blue, and this is just an invitation to play. Nothing has to be perfect here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Then I take my spray bottle, and I'm just going to start spraying. Okay. I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to move it around. You do definitely want to keep a towel underneath all this. And then we can take our brush and our sticks and our stuff, and just ultimately we want to play with this, right, and see what we can pull out of here. And there's just too much color for me, so what I want to do is just wash it off, basically. It's an absolute bust. All right, strike two. Try again. First you don't succeed, you try it again. Now I'm going to use Prussian blue. Get some of that on there. Prussian blue is a much better choice with yellow ochre. I don't know why I was trying to use ultramarine. I thought I would play, and it did me wrong. So I'm back with, in my opinion, the correct colors now. So let's see what can happen. Now I've already got the Prussian, so I'm just gonna smudge in my yellow ochre. Yep, smudge. All right. Everything is super wet. Everything is super mucky and messy and muddy and just an overall mess. Okay, so it's the main reason why we have this board down. So I'm just gonna slightly clean up, even though we're just gonna go straight in with water again. Okay, so here we go again. I'm gonna go one way, and then we're gonna let it go the other way. it right away. Okay. Now we're gonna go back the other way. We just have piles of Prussian blue here. So okay, so playing around, tilting your board around. Seeing what you can do. Now, I'm going to take some clean water and I'm going to drop in some clean water. And take my etching marking tool again and just continue to play. Okay, so this is where I've decided to start a voiceover. I just continue playing. I thought all was lost, and I thought adding a new color would give me a chance to explore and show you that you don't have to just stop what you're doing, right? It's an invitation to try to learn more, to do better, to maybe even just practice something that you're not used to save it. I find a lot of value in attempting to save something. It just gives you that extra practice in maybe, you know, trying stuff that you normally wouldn't do. Here I'm trying to add some light back in, right? I have so much dark that I'm using some buff titanium and some white wash to just kind of bring some light back in. Everything's still really, really wet, so it's not going to do a ton, and a lot of it's still going to bleed out, but I'm slowly hoping by building more and more that I'll bring some in. So I'm going to also use some ochre here, and I'm going to use some orange, and there's the ochre. Hello, ochre. And see, it fades back, and so does the gouache again, although it kind of looks pretty like this. So this makes me think later, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna add some more after I let it dry a little bit. So eventually I do let it dry some more, but I am trying to get that light. And see, now I'm gonna take away. I'm gonna use a thirsty brush, which is just a wet, clean, not too wet, right? Wet but dried off brush. And I'm just trying to soak up that color so that I can leave some streams of light. And I also found with another project that I kind of messed up on, that if you use a little bit of gouache, it kind of helps as well, give you those rays of light. Whether that's cheating or not, I don't know. I just find it such good exploration and a test of yourself, and it's like problem solving, right? Instead of just giving up, you want to fix it. You want to keep going, to see, to test, to explore, to just, you know, find a way that maybe you can fix things. Maybe you can bring the light back into it. Maybe you can't. And, you know, at the end of the day, all that's lost is maybe a little bit of time and, you know, a smaller piece of paper. And that's okay. Yeah, I'm not the best at the rays of lights. You can see where I've kind of clumped that together, and then I'm going to realize, oh, guess I should fix that. So I do play with this quite a while. I did think about speeding this up to save you all of this. And then in the end, I thought, you know what, maybe it's best that you just see the slower, drawn out process in real time while I'm doing it. So again, I splashed some clean water in there just to see if I can push the pigment away, right, and bring some more light back into that. There's that gouache I talked about. So I'm using a size 6 round brush, one of my favorite new ones actually, by Da Vinci. And I'm just, actually, no, is that Da Vinci? I'll list it all in the comments. I'm making a mess with the light right now, as you can see. But, you know, light's kind of crazy when it comes to the ocean water, if you haven't figured that out. This is what I'm going for. And under the sea,
kind of an ocean feel. And when I first used the ultramarine, I realized right away that, oh, that was the wrong blue, right? And Prussian is so much, plays so much nicer with yellow, especially for something like an undersea blue. The ultramarine would have been great for maybe some rough landscape, but I'm glad I switched. And here I'm just adding more ochre because I realized how much I love that pop of ochre against it. So at this point, I'm kind of realizing, ooh, maybe like, the sunken treasure at the bottom of the sea. What, the treasure fell out of the chest? I don't know. So I'm just having fun playing and just not really overthinking it. Definitely overworked it, but I'm trying not to overthink things here. And I just really, really, really hope that if anything, you get the same desire to just want to keep going and maybe push through something that just, you're thinking is a lost cause. And I'm bringing back my mark making tool and just
I'm gonna go back to the
attempting
white.
maybe to put some
Those
more
were
marks
good.
in there at the bottom to rough up that seafloor. And I'm pausing for something. Oh, there we go. We got some more whitewash going on here. And voiceovers are new for me, so I'm just kind of playing with this as well. And again, this isn't a tutorial, step-by-step tutorial type thing. This is me just showing you kind of what I go through to get sometimes an end result. So I did dry it there, by the way, where you saw that pop of change. It dried and it still stayed pretty darn dark. So then again, look, here I am going with the ochre or the orange, and I think I use a little bit of metallic too here.
Did not use enough
To bring
water.
a little bit more light, and of course I'm going to use that whitewash again because I loved it so much. But the yellow, right? That yellow just pops, and that really, really helped for me anyway. Bring it alive, and it really did make me think, okay, I can pull this darn under the water sea thing together, I think. Even though I don't think you'd see too many hair bubbles at the bottom of the sea. But that's okay.
Also,
This is all
I'm gonna go
just
back
for
in.
fun. It's all just exploration and,
Stripes.
trying things. So again, I lost my light. So here I go
Lights,
again,
my
trying to
lights.
pull that back out. And a lot of times, this is normal, right? You're layering things, so things are going to get covered up. So you're going to play that game of give and take over and over and over again, right? I'm sure you've all dealt with this so far. But I really do love this style of thing. Taking 3 colors in tubes and playing with it. The only thing I don't care for, I'll be honest, is how heavy the paint gets. See in the horizon line, how heavy and dark, which for the undersea it actually works, but a lot of times it ends up leaving a clump and it's rather kind of shiny. So you do want to be careful if that kind of stuff bothers you, but it's definitely worth playing and having fun with, and exploring what you can do and seeing what you enjoy doing it. And if you don't enjoy it, then definitely, maybe it's not for you. But I really do have fun with these, and you never know what you're going to get, and I think that's half the fun. Actually, that's more than half the fun. That's pretty much most of the fun. Okay, so here we go, drawing again. What is this, like the 4th time? So layer after layer, just building the color, bringing the light back again, attempting anyway, right? I don't know why I have such a hard time just saying, nope, I'm done. So I did record another YouTube for you this evening, but I also felt like that one was a fail. And then to have this one back to back be another sort of a fail, I was determined to get through this and attempt to make something out of it. So I'm just making little circles that are a little bigger than splatters so that, again, I have that appearance of air bubbles and just light. And I do try to make some seaweed in the bottom. My paper's still too wet here. Still, again, right, even though I dried it. So I dry it again, and then I'm going to re-add it. So my video does stop working at one point. And so, okay, so that is exactly where my video stops. And so what I did was just another layer of the ochre, the orange, the metallic. I did add some seaweed, kelpish things below and just drag them up like they would be grasses. I didn't try too hard to make them look exactly like, kelp wood or anything. But I did just add those darkness in the corner. Whether it helped or not, I'm not entirely sure. But it definitely needs something. And there's so much more that you could add, and that's what I'm just talking about how there's just more. You can add some more light. You can add different textures and things and creatures and rocks. Definitely so much more you could do. And that's the thing, there's so many endless possibilities with pretty much all of this. And I guess that's what I love about watercolor so much, is that never, ever, ever will you get the same results each time.
Anyway, let's take the tape off. So That was kind of an adventure today. That was a doozy. I'm slightly surprised we've got anything out of that. I hope that this maybe encourages you to continue trying when you think all is lost and that you should throw it away. I say keep going. I say you can rinse it off. You saw how I sprayed down the paper and basically got rid of everything and kind of started new. I added a whole new color and that changed the entire direction of this piece. So I feel that for me, especially, stopping is not the best for me. And I invite you to play, and I invite you to explore, and I invite you to push yourself and keep going. So I hope you enjoy this. I can't wait to see how I edit this and piece it together, and I also can't wait to see what you are led by and how yours turns out. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Bye.